Hey there, folks. Let's talk about something near and dear to our hearts. No, not liberty. I'm talking about money. Specifically how we spend it, thanks to those sneaky little things called tariffs. So, what exactly tariffs? In the simplest terms, they're like taxes, but on stuff we buy from other countries. Imagine walking into a store, picking up a foreign-made TV, and bam! The government slaps an extra fee on top. That, my friends, is a tariff. Now, you might be thinking, Stephen, why should I care about some extra fees on fancy TVs? Well, hold your horses, because these tariffs aren't just about electronics. They hit everything from clothes to cars, making everyday items more expensive for you and me. And here's the kicker, these tariffs don't just magically disappear into thin air. Oh no, they go straight into the government's pockets. So, in a way, we're paying extra taxes without even realizing it. Sneaky, right? Remember that fancy foreign TV we talked about? Well, because of tariffs, it's not just going to cost more, it's going to cost a more. Those extra fees get passed down from the importer to the store and ultimately, to you, the consumer. Think of it like this. You're at a coffee shop and the price of coffee beans goes up. What happens? Your latte gets more expensive. It's the same with tariffs. When the cost of imported goods goes up, so do the prices on our shelves. Now some folks might say, Stephen, it's just a few extra bucks here and there. But those bucks add up, my friends, especially for families already struggling to make ends meet. And it's not just about the immediate price hike. When tariffs make imported goods more expensive, it also gives domestic producers an excuse to raise their prices. Suddenly that American-made TV is looking mighty pricey too. So, whether we're buying from home or abroad, tariffs end up costing us all more in the long run. Talk about a raw deal. Now, I'm not one to defend the government taking more of our hard-earned money, but I have to admit, they're a method to the madness when it comes to tariffs. Sometimes governments use them to try and protect their own industries. It's like this. Let's say a country makes a ton of cars, but those cars are getting outsold by cheaper, foreign-made models. The government might slap a tariff on those imports, making them more expensive and giving the domestic car industry a fighting chance. This is called a protective tariff. The idea is to make it more appealing to buy domestic products, which, in theory, helps protect jobs and boost the local economy. Sounds great in theory, right? But in reality, it's not always that simple. You see, when one country imposes tariffs, other countries often retaliate with their own tariffs. And that, my friends, is how trade wars begin. Section 4. When tariffs backfire, trade wars. Remember that old saying, an eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind? Well, the same can be said for trade wars. When countries start slapping tariffs on each other's goods, it creates a domino effect that hurts everyone involved. Imagine this. Country A puts tariffs on Country B's cars. Country B, not to be outdone, puts tariffs on Country A's soybeans. Suddenly, both countries' consumers are paying more for cars and soybeans. It's a lose-lose situation. Trade wars disrupt global supply chains, increase prices for consumers, and can even lead to job losses in both countries. It's like two kids fighting over a toy, and in the end, they both end up breaking it. And here's the kicker. Even if a country wins a trade war by forcing the other to back down, the victory often comes at a cost. Domestic industries, shielded from competition by tariffs, may become less efficient and innovative. And consumers, stuck with fewer choices, end up paying higher prices for lower quality goods. So, while the intention behind protective tariffs might be noble, the reality is that they often lead to unintended consequences that hurt everyone involved. Section 5. Tariffs and taxes. Two sides of the same coin. Now you might be thinking, Stephen, you've been comparing tariffs to taxes this whole time. Are they really the same thing? Well, folks, in the words of the great philosopher me, yes, they are practically twins. Think about it. Both tariffs and taxes are ways for the government to collect money from us. They both make things more expensive, and they both give the government more control over the economy. The only real difference is in the name and how they're collected. With taxes, it's pretty straightforward. We earn money, the government takes a cut, and we hope they use it for something useful, like infrastructure or education. With tariffs, it's a bit sneakier. They're hidden in the price of goods, so we don't always realize we're paying them. But regardless of how you slice it, both tariffs and taxes have a similar effect. They distort the market and interfere with the free flow of goods and services. Section 6, the bottom line. Tariffs hurt everyone. So there you have it, folks. Tariffs, they're like taxes. They make things more expensive and they often backfire. It's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. It might seem like a good idea at first, but it's only going to make things worse in the end. The bottom line is this: tariffs hurt everyone. They hurt consumers, who have to pay higher prices. They hurt businesses, which face higher costs and uncertainty. And they hurt the global economy, which thrives on free and fair trade. So the next time you hear a politician talking about slapping tariffs on another country, remember what they really mean: higher prices, fewer choices, and a whole lot of economic uncertainty for everyone. And that, my friends, is not something to be proud of.